And the BAFTA goes to Andy Worboys for Hillsborough.
Crikey. I didn't expect that. My 4-year-old, as I left today, said, "I like the lizard film." Sorry. I'd like to thank BAFTA for this, because I truly love, I've been wanting one of these since I was 10. I'd like to thank, first off, John Batzik at Passion, who put me up for a film that I probably didn't have the CV to kind of back up. And secondly, I'd like to thank the director, Dan Gordon, who was just incredible, and he kind of chose me out of a brilliant lineup of editors, and he gave me the space and the time to make a film in his vision, which was just a real joy to make, and I've continued to make films with him since. And to the BBC and ESPN Films for not freaking out when we gave them a 2-hour and 3-minute film. They were pretty amazing. They backed us all the way. And finally, to the families and the police officers and all the people that were affected on the day. There was thousands of people, and they've carried this for 28 years. And this is for them, the people of Liverpool. Thank you very much.
Andy Worboys, absolutely huge congratulations for this, your BAFTA craft for Hillsborough. What a film. What a project.
Yes, a long time. We started it way back in November 2013, and we got embargoed because of the inquests that were ongoing, so we had to kind of down tools for 2 years, and then we came back and finished the film and hopefully gave the ending it needed.
So we need to talk about editing archive. That's such a delicate task, I imagine.
Yes, and we had to kind of trawl through hundreds of hours of footage that people shouldn't ever see, so we had to kind of delicately go through that, and we had to sit through that day after day after day, which was quite a brutal process.
What are the challenges when you're dealing with not only a real life story, but a story that is so delicate, is so tragic, and means so much to people?
I think it was, from the very beginning, we needed to get the trust of the families involved and the police officers involved, and it was the first time some of them were telling their story, even though it had been 26 years at that point. And I think at that point, once we had the families involved and we put it in front of them and said, look, trust us, we know what we're doing, hopefully. And then after that, once we got the backing of those people, the film came together very quickly after that.
I guess then you're making it for somebody as well. You really want to make it a good film for you and a good film for them.
Yeah, I mean, I joined the film not knowing a great deal about it. I was very young when the tragedy happened, so I wanted to just make a truthful film. So I was given the rushes, didn't kind of trawl back into history. I was just given what I was given on the interviews, and then went through to the archive, and then tried to tell the story from there, and then we filled in the gaps. The director was amazing as well. So,
well, this much-deserved BAFTA is for editing Factual. You mentioned your director there, Daniel Gordon. How important is that relationship and that creative process between the two of you?
Gosh, massively so. I mean, it was the first real full project we'd work on. We worked on a couple of small projects together where I'd helped Dan when another editor he was working with had been ill. But Dan had the passion from the very beginning, and it was Dan's passion for the project when there possibly wasn't an awful lot of the passion for the project around at the time when we first started, and it sort of built through that, and as the inquest came close, everyone realised how important the film potentially could be. And so Daniel was just amazing through it, and he kind of drove everything when I was so sometimes quite scared and quite kind of broken by the whole kind of project, and sat there looking at the archive for day after day when he wasn't around. And so he was when he did come in, he was a shoulder to cry on, effectively, as well. So
I can't imagine. I can imagine. I can't. How overwhelming it must have been. But hopefully, this is an honour that acknowledges all of that.
It is. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.